All right, so we worked on our half guard from the bottom last week. So now I'm going to give you guys some tools from the top. It used to be half guard, which is kind of a transition between guard and side control. But over the last, well, I mean, 8, 9, 10 years ago, guys like Gordo from Gracie Baja, and a lot of these guys started working a lot of half guard variations and developed a sweeping game, an attacking game from the bottom, and got so they could really hold guys in that. So again, the top game has really evolved as well. So the passing, the attacks, taking the guys back from here, the whole game has evolved. So we're going to cover this top portion. What was the first thing that he was looking for from the bottom in our immediate battle plan?
Underhook.
Underhook, right? Underhook, inside bicep tie, get up on the side. So if I can on top defeat that, if I can get the underhook initially and he's trying to come up on his side, then it's easier for me to flatten him out. Okay? From this underhook, alright, I like to grab the collar here or keep the underhook and just keep it really tight so he's not going to get out of there. Now my forehead is gonna go to the ground on the opposite side here. All right. Now this hand is gonna block his inside leg, right? His inside leg is the one that's between mine. So this hand blocks, and I tripod up. Okay. This helps me clear my knee. All I need to do is get my knee past his legs. Now I cut the knee to the ground. Boom, and he's gonna usually stay clamped on that, which is fine, and normally he's gonna have this arm down there trying to block it, right? So I'm gonna pick this arm up and control this arm. I can overhook it, or I can underhook it. It doesn't really matter, as long as I control it and keep him from stopping me. Now, from here, I'm gonna try to sit my butt to the ground. Even though he's got my foot trapped, I'm gonna put my butt down, okay? Now, he's got how much pressure on you do you have? All of it, okay? My answer is all of it. And now I can use this foot to clear. With my butt down on the ground and this foot up, if he tries to roll me, yeah, it's very difficult for him to do. Now, can he maybe roll, could somebody my size roll somebody that weighs 115 pounds or something like that? For sure. And don't worry, Blaze, I'm not talking about you. No, he might be able to do that just from, sheer force of strength. But somebody in the same weight class, it's really effective to get this butt down. See, if I'm trying to pass here and I stay up here and I start trying to kick this off while I'm here, well, then he's going to control. I want my center of gravity to be over here, not up over him. Does that make sense? And then I can use that loose foot to push on his knees and get my foot out there. So once again, I'm here. I have my underhook tight. I put my head to the other side, forehead on the ground, right next to his head. Okay? He's gonna try to block me with this arm. That's fine. I block the leg. I tripod up. Okay? I get my knee past. If he tries to sweep me here, it's tough. Again, look, my center of gravity's out here. So for him to try to take me that way is very tough. Okay? So I drive the knee to the ground. Boom, pick up this arm. Sit my, now look, base, sit my butt to the ground. He's gonna stay locked on my foot 9 times out of 10. Even though sometimes if I put enough pressure on him, he'll let go. But if not, I need that butt down. Now look, I push on the knees. Top knee, bottom knee. And then I sit to where?
Scarf.
Wide, jiu-jitsu style scarf here, pulling up on this arm so he can't get that elbow to the ground. Good dominant position. Here we go. You need to see this? Okay. I want to show a variation here as well, guys. Because sometimes I get into my position and I'm trying to push on his leg with my hand, and he hand fights, and he doesn't allow me, no, hand fight. He doesn't allow me to do that. Okay? He hand fights and he's blocking me from pushing on it. So I have an option of making this hook right here. Okay? This leg comes inside the knee. Now I tripod up,
just like I was doing. Okay, get the knee past. He may still be locking on there. Everything else stays the same.
Drive. Big toe, little toe. Okay, not here. Because if I'm here, you can sit right up. Good to go? Once more? Are we good?
What's there on the
The second variation. Does anybody need to see the first variation again? Blocking, cutting the knee. Okay, the second variation. What's the first thing I get? Underhook. Where's my head go? Opposite side. Forehead on the ground. It's one of my balance points. Okay? Now, if he's blocking my hand from coming down there, I put the hook in. Okay? Now I tripod on my knee and my foot. Drive. Same thing. I'm making space with this, getting my knee to the ground. Sometimes I can go right into the pass, but we're just going to treat this worst case scenario where he's got my foot. And frankly, if I'm here, I can actually use this sometimes from here as well. Right? I don't have to sit all the way through, but I need to make sure that my base is out here. I got to be careful. If I'm here and I bring his foot in, he can roll me. So I got to make sure my base is out here, right, when I do this. Okay, so I can try to kick it off there, but I gotta have my center of balance over here. Otherwise, sit this butt down, kick this stuff off here. Check? Let's do it. One of the ways that you can defend this, and it gets very frustrating, is for him to kind of climb up my leg here and keep his legs like up high enough that I can't make this hook. And he'll, underhook and not let me push on his leg. I do this, right? But look, I can't really block his leg. He's clamped down on my leg and all that kind of stuff. So and every time I make a little space, he climbs back higher on my leg. He just kind of climbs it like a little monkey. Guys like Mike Pope will do this to you, okay? So you gotta have a different plan because he's just locked down for dear life, okay? And no matter how much pressure you put on him, he's stubborn. And not necessarily just Mike I'm talking about, but guys that'll do this and they just lock on this leg and it's very tough. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna level change, bring my head next to his hip. All the way down to here, guys, okay? Not up here under his armpit, all right? Not under his armpit, down here by his waist. Then look, I tripod up, boom. This brings his legs up, stay locked, Mike. Okay, this brings his legs up. I lock in front of my knee, not around his hips, not around his butt, but down the leg as far as I can, touching my knee. Okay, I'm tripoded up here, touching my knee. Now I sprawl back hard. Okay, now my head and my body are on the same side. I don't want to pass to the same side my head is on. So I have two options. I keep this tight and I pass to the opposite side. Okay, or if he's blocking me with this leg, he keeps his knee up, and I can't get to that side, I need to switch the side my head is on, and pass the opposite side. I always want to have my head, when I'm tight to the body like that, on a shoulder belly pass, I need to have my head on the opposite side. Does that make sense? Because otherwise I'm putting myself in a bad position. It's easy for him to escape. But otherwise I'm in a dominant position. It's hard for him to escape, and obviously that's what we want. So, got my underhook, trying to play my game, but he's climbing up my leg. I can't get this hook. He's keeping my underhook and hand fighting me, so I can't do this. Okay? So look, this leg's up. I level change, put my head next to his belt. Okay, look, I need to keep my head up, but I'm in here tight. It's hard for him to choke me. Okay, because I'm tight, my head's on the ground. Now, I still do my tripod, which pulls his legs and hips up off the ground. I gable grip as close to my knee as I can, and I sprawl back hard. All right, head's on this side, I want to pass the opposite side, okay? Or, he's blocking me to pass that opposite side. I bring my head across and continue my pass. Okay, with good shoulder pressure, good hip control, and locking down on the leg. Okay, gable grip is here. Without the thumbs, this is actually a weaker grip with the thumbs like this. So make two meat hooks, clamp them together, and that's your grip. That's going to be very strong to break his legs, okay? Now, you can do this to a guy that's significantly larger than you. Please, does this one work for you? Okay, you can do this to somebody that's significantly stronger than you because it's good leverage. And you're locked around the legs, and the legs doing this aren't as strong as your arms doing this, right? And then you're sprawling back on it. So we call it a tackle pass because it's like you're tackling the guy around the knees, except that we're using it to pass. We good to go? Anybody need to see it again? Okay, remember, grip as close to your knee as possible. The biggest mistake people make on this is to grab around the guy's butt, and then they're like, man, why am I? You need to be down as far on his legs as you can get. Okay? Let's do it.
I'll do it.
What's up?
He was grabbing for a thing, like, I'll do it.
Oh. Just grab whoever's fine. I call next.
Alright.
You call next? Next class. So, we've been working this, he gets the underhook thing, right? If I can shut it down and flatten him out a little bit and play where am I going from there? Huh? If I can shut this underhook down and flatten him out with the crossface, where's a good place for me to go from here to keep this ineffective? What's that called?
Cold shoulder.
Thank you, cold shoulder. Why are you tapping me?
I'm just trying to get the shoulder.
Oh. You're gonna get the shoulder adjusted so you keep that on. So, yeah, I can sit to the cold shoulder like we were doing earlier this week. Now sometimes it gets really deep on this here. It gets really deep on this arm, and you know, it's too deep, and I can't get the arm down very strong. Generally, this knee will be under my butt when he does that because he's trying to get down low, so that knee will be, you know, not in the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hand and grab. If I can get the armpit, I can get the armpit, and I backstep at the same time. As I backstep, I'm looking to underhook the leg and keep the shoulder pressure here. Okay? So I'm trying to get this underhook, and I'm trying to keep the shoulder pressure. If he's looking away, right, then it's hard for him to bump up into me. Like if I let this go ahead, bump up into me. See, with that shoulder pressure there, that kills a lot of that, right? And when he goes to bump, right, I can pull the leg out and come to the side control, right? But what I usually aim for is this lat with no gi, and if it's gi, I just grab the gi and good shoulder pressure here. Check? So I'm here, and if I can get the underhook here, now that kills his bump. Okay? Now, I try to get my butt away from him, out and away, and up so that I can clear my foot, and I come back still with good shoulder pressure here to the far side cradle, or hip control, or underhook. You come to my side control. Here we go. So once again here. Okay, he gets the underhook, he's deep. Probably not going to be able to fight my way back, and I'm going to give up my back or something because he's so deep. So again, this comes across. I can grab the neck as well, depending on what I can get, but I try to aim right into that armpit. So as I'm coming across, I'm digging this, putting the shoulder, I'm trying to dig this underhook. Right? He'll try to stay locked on my leg. Okay? Right? I got my other foot here. Push, get my hip out, keep the pressure on the shoulder, come up, far side cradle, side control. You want to see? Pause, please. Deep on the underhook, right? See, these guys can sit up on the elbow. Boom. Okay? That's good for me. And he's already looking away. So as I come across, my shoulder stays on his face, and I keep him looking away while I'm digging for this underhook. Okay? If he opens these legs at all, then the underhook's easy to get. Okay? If he opens, then I can just bring the leg out. But normally he's going to at least stay hooked with one foot, or even if it's up, go ahead, open. Yeah, he'll hook this with the one foot, so I'm going to need to use this other foot to clear that out. Generally, he'll be digging with his underhook over here too, or his underhook over here too, but I gotta keep that pressure. Go ahead, underhook, underhook, digging with the underhook, right? But that's not gonna help them much once we get to here, okay? Because this arm in between kind of defeats the underhook over here. Once more. Taking back, all right? Back step, underhook, cross face, okay? That's a little goodie if you can get it. Generally, he's trying to dig, so sometimes you can get it, sometimes you can't. Stay, go ahead, dig, underhook, right? So he's, let's see, with the shoulder pressure, with the shoulder justice, him trying to turn into me is difficult, right? Pass. Of course, I cradle. He has the underhook here, so I have to be careful about letting this go. But I need to be up here. I don't want to be down here where he can shove my head into the triangle. Okay? So when I'm here, he's got the underhook. This kills, the hand between the legs kills him getting out here with the underhook. But I want to stay up high here, right? So try to use your underhook. Okay, I don't even have to be. See how that kills your underhook? Make sense? Okay. All right, let's do it. There's reverse. This is called the reverse half. Just the basic reverse half pass. Like the posture is the reverse half because I reverse it, but I'm still in the half guard. And then this is just the basic reverse half pass. Check? Sure. Let's do it. So half guard here. You know, we've been talking about our battle plan here, where we're either passing forward, back, or left or right. We want to have a game moving in all four directions, right? So what's our A game here? Our number one thing that we go to? We look for that underhook, and what are we looking for? The outrigger pass, right? If he's stopping me from doing that, I can drop down and go backwards for the tackle pass. Okay, I tackle down here on the legs. Now, that's if I get the underhook, okay? Sometimes he's going to beat me to the underhook, and he's going to be very aggressive with that underhook, okay? When he does that, I need to recognize, like, let's start down flat, okay? He has the underhook. Now, when I pummel for the underhook, see how I have to come up a little bit to do that? And even if I get it, now there's space for him to re-pummel, and now we're up higher. And then I gotta come up higher, and next thing you know, he's up very high on me. So I have to recognize, hey, I haven't gotten the underhook here, all right? So I can kill the underhook by bringing my elbow down to his hip, here, okay? Now he's trying to dig with the underhook, and it's not so strong. Now granted, if he's twice your size, then it'll be a little stronger, but you got something for that too. So I bring my elbow down to the hip, and I cross face, and I put him flat. Okay? He's still got this underhook though. As soon as I take pressure off, he's going to create problems. So this is where we go to the cold shoulder. Okay? Cold shoulder is a very strong position. It's got its pros and its cons, but overall it's a very strong position. And a lot of people don't know how to deal with it. Okay? A lot of jiu-jitsu players don't know how to deal with it very well. So I'm going to bring, I've got this arm down, traveling the arm. I'm going to bring this arm over, okay, and then I'm going to sit to this hip. And this is why we call it the cold shoulder, because I'm kind of giving him the cold shoulder. I can talk to people over here, I can look over here, but whose half guard am I in? I don't know. I'm going to be past here in a minute anyways, whatever, you know, so it's kind of I've got my back to him. Now that doesn't mean I don't care about what's going on, because I do, and I have to be careful here, okay? Notice. Okay, when I'm here, this foot is here, okay? It's not here. This foot's here. I have to be ready. As soon as I go to cold shoulder, I have to be ready at any time for him to try to unlock and bump. If he unlocks this and bumps, he can take me over. Okay? But at any time he unlocks and bumps, and I'm ready to back step, go. See, now I've got all my base back here. Even if he unlocks and bumps, and I'm a little bit late getting this out, I need to get used to hitting this back step. Boom. Big old Bigfoot step, okay? That's fine. He doesn't get an advantage for bumping, and I'm stopping him from doing his thing, and I'm past. Now, it's kind of a white belt thing to do, okay? To unlock all of this and put this leg down, and white belts will do this, right? They'll take this leg, they'll put it down, they'll try to bump. And once they get past a couple times, or the person moves back to mount because they let them, then they stop doing that. But if you're putting a lot of pressure on people, they'll feel like they've got to do something, and so they'll do kind of a Hail Mary here trying to bump you off. So at all times when you're working in this reverse half, you have to be ready to hit this back step for base. Does that make sense? All right, so once we start drilling this, I want guys on the bottom to start opening up and bumping every once in a while to make sure that you're ready to hit your back step. Make sense? All right, so this first version that we're going to do here, all right, I'm gonna I get my left to the ground, okay? I'm gonna defend this arm. You can have the underhook here. It doesn't really matter if it doesn't have a lot of leverage. The key to what I'm gonna do here is with my knee. I can use my hands, I can use my elbows. I wanna get my knee past his legs, right? Stay tight, all right? I wanna get my knee past his legs. And then I wanna put this knee in his hip. Once this knee is in his hip, I flatten out my leg. This puts my shin in front of his thigh. Now I can use my thigh and my hand to peel this foot out. And again, anytime if I'm in the middle of this and he feels it going, he decides to try to bump, I back step when I'm past. Okay? So everybody should be able to see, I want this knee in the hip. Or I'm sorry, this knee in the hip, blocking this leg here. Okay? If his legs are up in the air, then it's hard for me to block it. So I flatten my leg out. Okay, I keep the pressure on his head and his arm and his shoulder. My knees in his hip. I have my shin across his thigh. Okay, I strip it out. Back step to the back. Questions? You want to see? Yes, please. Jason, can I grab you one? Okay, I'm going to pass, I'm in the half guard, he gets the underhook. Where's my elbow go? Cross. This elbow.
To his hip.
Down to the hip. Lock that down, put all this pressure down, get down low. What do I do with this arm? Cross face, flatten them out. Now this arm can continue across, covering the arm, and I sit to my left hip. Boom, okay? I'm ready at any time to back step if he opens. If it doesn't open, I can just hang out here, okay? Now, where do I want to get this knee? Yep, I'm going to put his chin in my armpit here so I can move up and get my knee in his hip. Okay, this is still lots of pressure. I'm controlling his shoulder here, right? Now, if I'm here, it doesn't do me any good. Some people will try to bring this up here. If I flatten this leg, see? If I flatten this leg, this puts it here, I use my shin strip it. Now even if he's trying to come up now, see I've got this good control across his head and his shoulders and this good base out here. And I can come back to the side. Good to go? Alright, there's a couple different approaches here, guys. I'm kind of giving you an advanced level look at this position. Okay, the details that we're getting into is an advanced level. But I just feel like that if you don't have the details and a couple ways to approach this, that you're stuck just trying to do the one thing and it's going to be challenging. But if I show you 3 different things that can happen here, you're going to have a good game from here. You're going to be able to give other people a really hard time, including people here, but also, people at a competition. So I want to show you a couple variations here. These all start out pretty much the same, where I got to cover this, I got to deal with this underhook here. Okay, I come across, I sit through. Now, one of the things that I like to do to take him off of his game is to lift with this leg. Okay, as I sit, and now I'm controlling his hips. Right, bump. He does, yeah. You see, he's got to really let go. Try to bump without locking. Right? See, because I've pulled this leg up off the ground and I've got pressure. a little reverse banana split to past the half. Does that make sense? But like I said, the way I set it up, his legs resting on mine, and I'm down closer to the hips here, right? If I'm up here, I can't reach the leg. So I put the knee in the hip and strip it out this way. Does that make sense? But if I'm standing down low to his hips, and I'm here, now I'm down low. Spear hand attack, gable grip, right? Pull up, sprawl out, keep the football to the back step. And then I'm past the guard. Okay, he's got the underhook. Elbow goes where? Down to the hip, I kill it. Arm comes across, okay? Now I'm down low on the hips here. So as I kind of pick up this leg here, bring my knee under it. How's that feel? Sucks, right? Yeah. Okay, that's what I want. That's good. If he's comfortable, he's not gonna let me pass. I want to make him uncomfortable. Okay? I want to stay down low, close to this hip. All right? Spear hand, spear hand. Usually right around the knees is a good place. Boom. Gable grip. All right? I'm pulling up here with my arms and stretching out with my legs. Now that's not, that's gonna open up his feet a little bit. He may still be trying to keep them closed. All right? But I just get him apart a little bit and then kick the football into the back step. Okay? You can tell I'm not a left-footed kicker. All right? And come to the side control. Fair enough? So this is the leg underhook variation, okay? Leg underhook variation. The difference is where I am. If I'm high up and I've got his chin in my armpit, which one am I gonna probably do? The first one, just the basic pass. But if I'm down low on the hips, spear hand, do the leg underhook. Okay, let's try that leg underhook variation. Okay. All right. Another variation of this, and I'm showing you this because I showed you guys the Bravo, right? Get to here and I'm working this Bravo grip, right? I'm trying to work this Bravo grip, but he insists on the underhook, right? He's getting the underhook, won't let me, if I've got this Bravo, it doesn't mean I want to come up here, he can still take my back. But I've kind of got an underhook here. Does that make sense? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring this elbow down, but I keep this Bravo grip, okay? As I come across, I'm grabbing this gi and keeping it down here. Okay, now I'm going to do pretty much the same thing here, except that instead of gable grip, I grab the gi. Sometimes he's got real strong legs, and just my arms pulling and stuff like that aren't good to go. So we're going to give him a little bit, we're going to give him something else to think about, and this allows me to get my hips further away, okay? So I get that my arm as deep on this as I can. I pass the lapel, and I'm holding on to the lapel. Now I cross face here. Okay, see how that scooches me away from him here? Now I sprawl, okay? I sprawl back here. This is real tough, and plus, look, where's my weight? On his belly. Okay, I'm down here on his belly, I sprawl. Now I can pass and come to the side. Okay, so this is off of my Bravo grip. That's your game. Okay, boom, and I think it should be. I think everybody should work with that Bravo. As soon as you get to here, look for that Bravo. Boom, I'm trying to get that Bravo, but he beats me the underhook. Okay, no problem. I'm going to still utilize this. I work to get it. Elbow down, cross, right, pass. This is me back further. It's harder for him to sweep me here. Cross face. Okay, and I want to get on his belly and sprawl. This uses all my legs. It's like, how much you can squat, that's how strong this is to break his guard. Then I pass. Okay. I go for my Bravo, the underhooks. Okay, so that's still a threat. Okay, you gonna help him with that? Okay. So I get this elbow down, boom. Come over across, right? Pass off to my grip. Still hitting this here. Now instead of locking on the palm, I get the grip. Notice when I do this pass up, I always try to grab over so it's tight as it come here and I grab, not as tight as it can be. Come in here and I do the sliding where it is nice and deep. Now I'm staying down low over hip to elbow. Okay? Cross face here is pushing me back this way. Now when I swallow, I'm sure there's some crazy powerlifter or 400-pound person that I'm not even doing this. But I haven't met too many people. I haven't met anybody for wrestling who have to do this when I come on. Okay? Good to go. Very strong pass. And if you work this Bravo grip is a very strong grip. And I think it should be in everybody's A game. Okay, when you get there, looking for that Bravo grip, boom, right away. Threatening the Bravo choke, boom, right away. Let's practice this and come back, and I'm going to show you 2 attacks from there as well, okay? Let's go. Yes, sir. Wait, question? I want to be deep, okay? When I get the grip, you're talking about this grip here, right? I want to get up to my bicep here. Okay, I want to be up to my bicep and grip as high as I can. I don't want to be down here loose, because then I'm fighting. I have less arm there, right? And get as deep as I can, all right? That puts the most leverage on his legs, and sometimes I'll even choke up. If I'm starting to do it and it's loosening up a little bit, I'll choke up, and I'll come back, boom, big sprawl. Good to go? Hit it. The power, I'm just going to pull it out again and stuff, so no big deal. All right, so I get here, boom, elbow down, swish, I come around. Now, a lot of times he's just kind of hanging out here with this arm, you know, trying to hold on to some sort of, man, I don't know what to do. But this kind of puts the arm in jeopardy. What I'm going to do is hug around the elbow, my shoulder's controlling his shoulder. Now I reach back here, okay, look, I peel the wrist, I grab my gi. Okay, this is a gi move here. If you're strong, sometimes you can pull it off. No gi, just grab your shoulder. But right now, I'm grabbing my gi, right, and then pushing the elbow past where it's supposed to go, okay? So if he's real strong and he's defending the elbow, like a nice little wrist lock here. Okay, now if I start doing this and he bends his arm to defend it, I switch off to the Kimura. Okay, if I need to finish this Kimura, I can go flat belly. Okay, now some people, if you do this to read, it's going to be tough. Some of the guys that are more flexible, it's tougher to finish. Not impossible, but tougher to finish from the half bar. Okay, but from the half bar here, boom, hold shoulder. Usually this arm's under here, he's doing something. Sometimes I'll try to bring it across my face and do stuff like that. So fine, look. I come around the elbow, grab my own gi, get the wrist control, straighten that arm out for the tap. I can also do the wrist lock here if they're legal in the division that I'm doing. And if I start to do it and he bends his arm, I switch off to the Kimura. Okay? Jason, can I grab your leg? Let's do it the same way so everybody's seeing the same. We don't confuse anybody. Okay, so he's got that underhook. Boom. I can pull shoulder. Boom. I'm going to hug around here. Look, I can feed my own lapel. Can everybody see that? I pull the lapel out, I grab it. Now I can pummel in. Get that wrist. And I get the tap. If he's strong and he's fighting, I can also attack the wrist for the wrist lock, the cow hoof. Right? They call it makadava, the cow hoof. So when you do this, you gotta go, oh, right? So, and then if I'm trying to do this and he bends his arm to defend, I switch off to the Kimura, right? Wrist, wrist. I get wrist grip, thumbs out, wrist up, and I get the Kimura. Okay? So good little series of attacks right there. I thought you guys would like to have those in your arsenal. Let's give it a try real quick, okay? So what we've got here is, on our outrigger pass, we're trying to move forward. Okay, we're trying to move forward. On our tackle pass, we go back. We put this forward pressure, he defends, we come back to pass. Does that make sense? Now, can I go straight to the tackle pass? Sure, but it works really well when he's locked, when he's got a death lock on this leg. Okay, so that's one of the nice things about it is if I start with my outrigger pass and he gets that death lock, now I can work my tackle pass. Does that make sense? All right, so now another nice thing about the half guard is I can attack from here. Now, one of the things that makes this position strong from the top is if I have an underhook and a crossface here, right? Now it's tough for him to do anything. I block his leg. Mike's not going anywhere. Now, I'll get called for stalling if I hang out here for too long, but I can put some pressure on him, make him feel not so good, you know, give him a little chin music and let him know that I care about him while he's trying to escape, right? So if he's trying to escape here and I can lock him down, you know, he's going to burn up a lot of energy trying to escape, okay? Now, this is the underhook and the crossface. There's a really good move here, okay? If I get this lapel, okay, I take this lapel out with my underhook and I pass it to this hand that's cross-facing. Now, what do I have? I have a crossface and an underhook with one hand. So now this hand can move fairly with impunity, okay? If I can turn this is a little detail, if I can turn this half turn, that's gonna give me the most gi here. Does everybody see that, what I'm talking about? This isn't, you don't have to, but if he's got a short gi or you really want a tight lock, you turn this, just turn it out and then pass it so it's flat. Now this is gonna be a tight underhook. I can have this I grip up as high as I can on this so that this is tight and I can continue to put pressure on his chin, making him make an uglier face than he already has, right? All right, so, my knees. Hold up. My knee's been acting up. I don't know what's wrong with it. I haven't done anything to it. Okay, so now with this hand, normally when I let up here, he's gonna like act like he can come up on the side and take my back. He's gonna try and do stuff. He's not gonna just lay here flat. Okay, so when he does this, I can now take this hand in front. Normally I can't do this because he'd do what? Take my back, right? But since I'm here, I'm good to go. Look guys, with the hand here, I put my wrist right next to his carotid, and look, I can slide this to my grip. So now that's matched right where I need it. My wrist is already cutting off blood to one side of his brain. Yes, no? Yeah. Like, there's a lot of things you can do, but math ain't one of them. All right, so, boom, yeah. No, but all jokes aside, I'm already putting pressure here. Now, my first move is to go thumb in on the lapel, back behind, and bring my elbows down together. Look, I don't want to curve my wrists out like this because that doesn't give me a strong choke. I want my wrists chopping down into his neck. Now I go elbow to elbow and pull up with this side and I get the choke. What? He's fine. He's fine. All right. And I let up. When he taps, I let up. That's how it works. Most of the time, right? So what's going to happen is I either get the tap here or he brings his hand in to defend, right? I go for this grip and he'll bring this top hand in to defend. When he brings his top hand in to defend, I'm going to grab this elbow, okay? I'm going to put this elbow down my sternum, sorry, and then I'm going to bring my arm in front of his face. If my arm's not there, he can backstroke, okay? I don't want him to backstroke. I pull the elbow across my sternum, crossface. Now if he tries to backstroke, it doesn't work. Now I hug him close,
and I pull this elbow up.
Okay? So that I'm choking him with his own shoulder and my wrist over here on this side. Very strong. Bravo means angry in Portuguese, and when you get choked with this, you'll see why, because you're going to be angry, okay? So once again, I turn the flap out if I can. As I'm going for my underhook, I pass this to my other grip. Now I have my cross face and my grip. Now I can bring this arm, where?
Opposite side.
In front of him, between me and him, right? And then look, I slide this to get this grip. Does everybody see that? So this is super tight still on this underhook. So if he's trying to take my back, still good luck with that. Check? Now there's not gonna be this much space, but we're kind of open here so you can see. Now where's this thumb go? Here? Yeah, back behind the one. Now he's normally gonna be more up on his side trying to escape. I get that grip, elbows together, wrist down. I get a strong choke. When he brings his top arm over to defend, what do I grab?
Elbow.
I grab the elbow,
Pull it down on my sternum. Look, my head's tight, my arm's on top so that he can't row. Okay? And then you okay? Okay. And then I pull up on the choke.
Okay? I gotta check because I've had people go to sleep demonstrating the Bravo. And then they wake up and they're like, how did I get to jiu-jitsu class? What are you doing in Atlanta? I had a seminar where a buddy of mine, straight up, I was demonstrating on him and doing a whole Bravo series with the students, and he just, I thought he was messing around. I'm like, come on, get up, but he actually passed out while I was demonstrating. Then he got up, he was like, yeah, great, took his gi off. I was like, how did I get here? What are you doing in Atlanta? That's funny. Any questions on that, guys? Do you want to see it again? It's fairly complex. All right, one more time. You want to see Pope?
Yeah.
Okay. Mike's like, yeah, I'm getting tired of this shit.
Hey, I didn't nominate you.
No, he did not nominate you. Okay, so which lapel am I pulling out here? That outside lapel, my right side in this case, right? How many turns in this lapel if I can do it? Just that half turn, just turn it inside out. Okay, like I'm trying to see what kind of jacket he's wearing, right? The brand name on the inside of the pocket. You'd have to wear suit coats to know what I'm talking about, right? So I drive this with my underhook, pass it off to my cross-face arm, okay? Mike's wearing one of these short Keiko Hasagis, but I'm still gonna get this with it. Okay, nice and tight. Look, I pull, I get this super tight. So now, whatever he tries to do with this arm, it's not really helpful to him. He's gonna try to come up on his back and escape as I start to make space. See? Now this hand's here waiting to pick it up. I slide so this is tight the whole time. I pass it off to here, guys. This is such an important transition. Boom. Boom, my wrist is right on his carotid artery. I start the choke here, boom, and I get this here. If he brings the arm to defend, right? Yeah, he'll try to block. He'll put it next to his kead here, try to block the choke, keep me from doing the choke. Grab the elbow, put it on my chest. I'm letting up some pressure here right now, guys, because otherwise it would already be on. So even with losing some grip here, cross face, hugging the arm. If he tries the backstroke, no good. Pull up on my elbow. Okay? I know this is taking a long time, but this is such a great choke, okay? Like, probably 80% of my wins as a blue belt were just Bravo choking, guys. There were tournaments where I'd win every match by Bravo choke, either from half or side control, just like 5 matches in a row, boom, 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 boom. Guys would be watching me like, didn't you just beat the last guy with that? And I'm not bragging on me. You know what I mean? Like it's such a tough choke. Okay, so it's definitely worth spending the time to get down. Let's do it. A few Abu Dhabi matches that we watched this morning. Gina was like, "Man, I'm looking to try to see some new stuff, but this is all stuff that we do." I'm like, "Well, yeah, you know, like I try to keep it current, you know." So. If he has this underhook here, we'll just keep going with the same motion, okay? I don't have to go all the way to the deep half, all right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this hand across, okay? And I'm gonna backstep, but to where I'm sitting on it, and I'm attacking the leg, okay? We're just gonna go over a basic knee bar from here. I wanna scoop this up, all right? Get it as high as I can on his leg, control it, get his leg straight as quickly as I can. Now, if he's bucking and jumping, it doesn't really matter which way I go because I'm in position to finish. Okay, I'm controlling his hips with my legs. I'm controlling his ankle with my arms, and I make sure that my hips are facing his knee when I fall so that I get a good knee bar, okay? Go nice and slow with these knee bars, guys. Don't, better slow and the guy gets out than go too fast and injure the guy, okay? There's a lot of places that don't teach leg attacks because they're so dangerous, but I think that's dangerous too because then when you get to the divisions that you can use leg attacks, then you can't use them. So nice, slow, steady leg locks. If you haven't done leg locks before, like I wouldn't suggest trying to go into this as an attack while you're rolling because you're probably going to get it reversed on you, okay? But I want you to see the game. If he does get deep on me and he's about to take my back, I recognize it. I don't want him to take my back. So if I can keep my hips up higher and sit on him, now it's harder for him to take my back, right? Because I'm sitting on it, and now I can start attacking the leg, okay? And hit the knee bar, right? There's a couple different ways we can do it. I showed you falling this way. If he's bucking and jumping, he'll fall this way. Look, I lock on the hips. I don't triangle up here on the leg because then he's actually freer, okay? I hug behind. Now it's harder for him to get away. I keep the knee pointing me. I hug this ankle close in, right? I like grabbing behind my head because it's strong with one hand and I can hug with the other hand. But you'll see people do the model leon. You'll see people just, grab it. What we don't want to do, like, we don't want to arm wrestle arms, right, with our fingers. Like, what's the weakest link here in my arm? The fingers. So I don't want to be out here trying to arm wrestle his leg with my fingers. I want to get it so that it's straight. Now it's harder for him to bend, right? If he starts bending, come out here, now I'm going to have a hard time straightening it out. But if I get right on it and straighten it out, grab the back of my head, now I'm in a good position. Now I put my hips into the knee, and I get the tap. Okay? One more time on the entry. Boom, he gets the underhook deep. I can't, it's too late. I feel he's just about to take my back. This is kind of blue belt level stuff, right? Where you recognize, man, I'm going to lose the position. So if I stay here still fighting this fight, I'm going to get my back to it. So I recognize, hey, I'm about to get my back to it. Let's do something about it and get it turned around onto him. Does that make sense? Hug the bottom, get this tight. This isn't as strong because I don't have as much foot on it. I want to have both. See how that pulls his hips into me? If I'm here, crossed out here, or out here, I don't have anything on his back pulling him into me. I want to keep these pulling those hips into me here. I want my butt as close to his stomach as possible the whole time. That's why I sit right on it. Any questions? Okay, nice slow, steady pressure with the knee bars. Let's go. There's a knee bar, right? Regardless. And same thing if he's on the bottom. All he has to do is bring this leg over, and he can be attacking this leg. So anytime we're in the half guard, those leg attacks are. So the half guard transitions very easily to what other positions, what other postures. Deep half, X guard, something we've been working on in 50-50 all the time. And so the leg attacks abound from those positions as well, the heel hooks, the knee bars, the toes, and they're all connected. And we go over that more in that. But I want you guys to always be aware, just like I'm showing you this stuff from the top, he can do the same stuff from the bottom to some extent. Now, if he doesn't have the underhook, okay, this is a move that Dean Lister did to Saulo Ribeiro, and I think it was like their third overtime, Abu Dhabi 2003, maybe 2005, but I think 2003. And Saulo was just exhausted. Like, he would not have gotten this move right away, first thing in the match. but Solo was exhausted, so he's being a little bit lazy with this underhook. Okay, so what Dean Lister did was keep the pressure on his arm. And this is how I've always kind of set it up because it just works so well. You know, this guy's fighting to be up on his side, so I start pushing him out, and he's fighting to be up on his side. And now he doesn't really have anything blocking my hips because he's really just focusing on getting up on his elbow. So then what I can do is I'm going to bring this foot all the way up and around and touch it to my knee. Okay, so I'm flattening him out. He's trying to get up to his side. I bring the leg all the way over. See, I put myself back in this sitting on it position. It's just entering from a forward spin instead of a back spin. Does that make sense? So now same thing, I gotta get right on that leg, get it straightened out, put the pressure on him here, so if he starts trying to, you know, sometimes you can even finish it here, but generally he's gonna buck and jump, and I'm gonna end up coming off to the side. We have it right in the position that we were just in, hugging that leg like this what? Long lost teddy bear. Hit that knee bar, right? Hips into it. It's weird, in our system, we hug things like our long lost teddy bear and we club things like a baby seal. It's such a strange dichotomy of violence and serenity. All right, so yeah, subtlety and violence, right? So again, he doesn't have a good underhook. I put the pressure down on it. I keep him from really blocking with this. I put the pressure to flatten him out. He's trying to get up on his side. He doesn't want to be flat. I step this foot, look guys, all the way up and over, right? Don't go slow about it, but don't kick him in the head either. That foot's got to come all the way over. So just think about swinging this leg all the way around, bringing my toes. My toes are like a big clock. Okay, my toes have got to go from here to here without touching. Right? Boom, kick it out and around. See where I'm at? And as I'm doing that, I'm picking up this leg right away. He may bump me the other way because of the angle that I'm at. That's okay. I try to keep his foot between your head and the ground, right? Lock on the hips, right? My feet are crossed here because I'm tight to the body, right? Because of the way I'm lying, this is tighter than this, right? This puts an X on the back of his hips. And see, it pulls his hips into me. So now, if his knees, see how his knees pointing more towards the ground, what do? Change my angle so that my hips are facing into the knee. Got to pay attention to where that knee is facing, just like with the arm bar, except I can't just do this with it like the arm bar. I have to change my angle. Close one. It's more just keeping this arm. It's probably blazes. So, you know what I mean? So it's not so much about this as keeping the pressure down. Because if he's trying to underhook me here, right, then that's going to kind of get in the way, or it can get in the way because he can lift up as I'm stepping over. So I just need to get the pressure down on it. So it's more about, I mean, I can do it here. You know, I could be like, oh, I'm trying to get the Bravo, and if he posts, right, if I'm trying to Bravo choke him, and he posts, well, look, I just keep the pressure on the back of that elbow, but it's just to keep that arm there, right? Boom. Good to go? So it's more of a principle than, you know, I just want to keep that arm down, or do something so that he keeps the arm down so it doesn't get in the way when I step around. Check? Let's do it. So this is a forward spin, forward spin entry. Okay, forward spin